Hi everyone, I'm back again this week, and at the end of last week's video I mentioned that I wasn't very happy with the germination from my marigolds last week. I only got last week. I sowed my seeds 2 weeks ago. I've had good germination. Everything has, at least one of everything has germinated, so that's good news. But I wasn't happy with my marigolds, so I decided I was gonna sow some more, and that's what we're here to do today. But as you can see, I actually loaded up a whole tray. So there's gonna be more than just marigolds going in, but the marigolds are what is most important to me personally. So that's what we're gonna focus on getting in first. And then I'll talk you through the rest of everything. I don't actually have any stakes today. So I've drawn a little map, and I'm gonna know what's what on the map based on this crochet hook. I have a crochet hook that I don't use because I'm primarily a knitter. Even though a crochet hook is a handy tool to have if you do knit, but I don't really use it very much, so I'm just gonna kind of pop it in to the corner of this first tray here, and based on where this crochet hook is, that's how I'm gonna know where everything else is. So actually I'm gonna just draw a little crochet hook. Doesn't look like a crochet hook, but I'm just gonna put that right there on the map as well, because that is my reference point. Okay. All right, so I don't know. I think my marigold seeds probably just, I didn't sow them deep enough, or something. I don't know the answer, but they didn't do, I mean, maybe the seeds weren't even viable. I couldn't tell you. But I'm going to, I think that it might have been a combination. It could have been a combination of things. So we're gonna sew one into each cell, and we're gonna do 12 cells is what, so. Already messing up. Marigolds, when I'm not trying with marigolds are quite easy. But it appears that when you do try, they decide they hate you. If you draw a map, it doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to be something that you can understand. It doesn't matter if anybody else can understand it, but as long as you can understand it. Those are my marigolds. And then my black-eyed Susans, I think, died. So we're gonna sew some black-eyed Susans in here. Well, no, I'm gonna actually put those somewhere else because that's gonna be a lot of yellow on the map. Okay. My anise hyssop might have died. So we'll sew the anise hyssop in the cells, in these cells right here, these 6. And I have my anise hyssop. This is really just to, this is for my perennial border. I'm doing something, I almost feel kind of blasphemous doing this because I've grown zinnias before. I love zinnias. They are my favorite flower, and they're easy as hell to grow. They are ridiculously easy to grow, and I'm still gonna start some early inside. Let's do, so this is from Johnny's. It's a variety called Oklahoma Ivory. So it's part of the Oklahoma line, and it's kind of like an off-white. It's a pretty one for bouquet fillers. But what I'm gonna do with these, let's just do 2 in each cell to be safe. My office window, there's a small bed under my office window, and I planted zinnias there last year, and they grew. They just didn't grow very fast because that spot doesn't get very much sunlight. So I figure, oh shit, I put them in the wrong. Okay, stop multitasking, Shelby. Okay. They just didn't grow very fast because that spot gets sun, it gets good sun early morning and the beginning of the afternoon, but it doesn't necessarily get good sun in the afternoon and evening. So it doesn't just, I don't think it gets the sunlight for long enough. So I figure if I start off some zinnias, I can put them there. And hopefully everything, you know, whatever comes up will just go out there. And then the other one I'm definitely going to be growing and then putting is another zinnia. It's the Queenie Lemon Peach. And this one is honestly just like one of the most beautiful zinnias I've ever seen in my life. So if I get some early, excellent, gives me something to put in bouquets while I'm waiting for everything else. And actually what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put one in every cell. Not every cell, but like, and I have other zinnia seeds. I'm just gonna leave them and I'm gonna just direct sow them outdoors because I'm gonna put them somewhere that hopefully gets decent sun in the morning and in the evening. And then, oof, these are teeny tiny. Lastly, I'm just gonna sow some black-eyed Susans because my black-eyed Susans died. Shoot, okay. Change of plan. I'm out of seeds because they're teeny tiny. What should I put? Should I put in more Anacissa? we'll put in some more anise hyssop. And let's put in some mazurkia. These are another variety of zinnia. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, so we're gonna put fit somehow. I forgot to show you guys my map. I'm proud of it. It's a masterpiece. So that's what the map looks like. We got everything watered. I didn't show myself watering them. You don't need to see how that looks. But I watered them, I put the humidity dome on. We're gonna pop it in the front window with everything else, and I'm gonna cut to, hopefully, future Shelby, who is going to spend a few minutes giving you a tour of the garden in its current state. So I'm out in the backyard now, and I thought I would show you kind of the state of things currently. And this will just be kind of quick because there's not a lot to see, but there are a couple of things to show you. So I thought I'd do that. Okay, so the first thing, aside from all the leaves behind my air conditioner, and an empty pot and a straw bale, but my chives came back, which they're perennial, of course. They came back, but they did. They're green. So that gave me some hope. And then, so I got one lavender plant that did really well, one that is suffering, one that didn't make it, but my alliums, I noticed last week, are coming back, so that's good. I've got so much moss. Hydrangeas, we'll trim them in April. Lilac tree. Last week, a week ago actually, it was a week ago today, my dad and I came out here and turned the soil. I have since thrown some eggshells and some coffee grounds out here, but this will be ready for planting here soon. And then my mom gave me some bulbs last fall, and as you can see, they're starting to poke their heads. It is so cold out here. I really need to get some of these weeds taken care of, but it's cold. That's my rosemary. It didn't make it. This is sage, and I think I'm seeing a little bit of new growth right here on it. So I'll take it. Might have to do something about that. My coneflower and my black-eyed Susans were here. I'm gonna cut those flush to the ground again just to see what happens, but I don't think they are gonna come back. And more bulbs. The bulbs are, some of them are irises, some of them are lilies. And then there were some irises in the yard when I got the house, and they're nice, but there were only like 2, so my mom divided hers up last year, so that's why I have some in my yard now. All right, it's really cold. I'm on my lunch break. I'm gonna run inside now, but I'll be providing a seedling update here shortly. It is so much nicer inside my house than it is outside of the house, but I thought I would give you some time to see my seedling update. So, I only planted these 2 days ago, so we're not going to look for anything. I'll give an update on those next week. But here's snapdragons, gomphrena, dahlias, and my single marigold looking cute. Onions, leeks, I still don't know which is which. And then tomatoes are getting their true leaves in now. And then some of these I think are just kind of damping off. The soil might be a little too wet because they're kind of bent over like that. But everything generally, I'm pleased with how this is turning out. I am distracted by my neighbor's dog across the street poking his head out between their blinds. But anyway, so plan for next week is to, if I get some bigger just some bigger containers, potting up my my tomato seedlings, and probably maybe anything else that I think is getting kind of big, I guess. I'm not, well, that's a next week problem. So we'll start that. I know last week I said like my tomatoes are getting kind of leggy, but Amir of Amir's Allotment did tell me, you know, don't worry about them getting leggy. You can just bury them. Just bury a little more of the stem when you pot them up, because they'll develop roots from their stems. So thank you for the advice, Amir. And that's kind of what's going on. Gave you guys the garden tour. It's such a weird day. It's like blustery but sunny, and it was our 4th day in a row of having snow this morning, and we're supposed to get 2 inches of snow on Friday. So it's springtime in Michigan, which means you never know what you're gonna get. Spring in Michigan is a box of chocolates, to quote Forrest Gump. So that'll be next week, potting things up. I'll give a seedling update on the stuff I sowed this week, and we'll just, and then I guess we'll wing it. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.